The story follows Hemiunu, the brilliant but stressed royal architect, and Merit, a young stargazer astronomer who discovers a celestial pattern that must be mirrored on Earth. They aren't just building a tomb, they are building a stellar engine to anchor the king's soul to the North Star. They must finish before the pharaoh's health fails, battling seasonal floods and architectural impossible odds. Highly organized city of skilled artisans, the block assembly. We see the massive scale. Over 2.3 million stones are moved. The weight. The average block weighs about 2.5 tons, but the animation highlights the king's chamber ceiling. Massive granite beams weighing up to 80 tons each, hauled from Aswan, 500 miles away. The ramp mystery. Instead of one long ramp, the movie depicts an internal spiraling ramp, a modern theory, showing workers maneuvering blocks inside the rising structure like a giant puzzle. Hemiunu uses a Merkit, an ancient surveying tool, to achieve near-perfect alignment. The Orion correlation. Merit realizes the three pyramids must align perfectly with the belt of Orion. The compass. The movie showcases the pyramid sides being aligned to true north within 3/60ths of a degree. The finish. In a breathtaking sequence, the rough steps are covered in Tura limestone, brilliant white marble-like casing stones. At the climax, the gold pyramidion, capstone, is placed, turning the structure into a literal light reflector, visible for miles. What is a pyramid? The big question. In your film, the pyramid isn't just one thing. It's a multi-tool of the gods. The map. It serves as a terrestrial map of the stars and a mathematical time capsule of the Earth's dimensions. The resurrection machine. Officially a burial chamber, but functionally a place where the king ascends via the star-aligned shafts. The knowledge vault. It is a physical manifestation of Ma'at, order. Its measurements, pi and the golden ratio, act as a library written in stone. Egyptians used acoustic resonance. Show the workers chanting in specific frequencies to help liquefy the friction of the sand, making the heavy sleds glide as if weightless. The interior. Lighthouse. Use the white limestone casing to show that on a full moon, the pyramid glowed so brightly it functioned as a navigational beacon for travelers across the Sahara. The perspective shift. Start the movie in the modern day with a grain of sand, then reverse age the desert in a seamless transition back to 2550 BCE. Scene. The guiding star. Int. King's Chamber. Dawn. About 4 years into construction. Sound of distant hammers, muted by the stone walls. The air is cool, still smelling of fresh-cut granite. The king's chamber is mostly complete, save for the massive, unpolished granite. Sarcophagus at its center. Hemiunu, now older, his face etched with fatigue but eyes still sharp, stands with Merit. Merit is no longer the timid stargazer. She carries herself with newfound authority, her traditional linen dress adorned with embroidered constellations. She holds a small, polished bronze disc with a tiny aperture. A rough-hewn square shaft, barely large enough for a person to crawl through, extends upward from the north wall. Another, smaller shaft pierces the south wall. Hemiunu, tracing a line on the northern wall with his finger. The northern shaft, to the imperishable stars. They say it is the king's eternal home, where he becomes one with the gods. But if it is not, perfect. Merit approaches the northern shaft. She carefully positions her bronze disc at its opening, aligning it with a small carved notch. She closes one eye, peering through the aperture into the darkness beyond. Merit it must be. Just as the pole star watches over us, so shall it watch over Khufu. Hemiunu watches her, a mixture of awe and anxiety on his face. This is Merit's domain, a language he understands only through her. Merit canted, whispering almost to herself. Thuban. It drifts so subtly. She adjusts the disc fractionally. The light from the rising sun outside is still diffuse, but the interior of the shaft is catching the very first hint of true dawn. Suddenly, a tiny pinprick of light appears at the far end of the shaft, a single, unwavering point of brilliance. Merit's breath hitches. Merit, Counted. A gasp of wonder. There. There it is. Hemiunu leans in, trying to see, but his eyes can't quite catch it. Hemiunu, are you certain? The true north? The star that does not move? Merit nodding, a radiant smile spreading across her face. It is Thuban, or where Thuban will be in his glorious ascent. It passes directly through the shaft, like a needle through the eye of a needle. She steps back, tears glistening in her eyes. This is more than alignment, it's a cosmic connection. Merit, Counted, the king's eternal spirit will know its way home. Hemiunu, despite his engineering pragmatism, is visibly moved. He reaches out and gently touches the rough stone around the shaft entrance. Hemiunu softly, we built him a stairway to heaven, you gave him the stars themselves. Merit then moves to the southern shaft. This one is different, angled more steeply. She places her disc again. Merit, now for the south. Sirius, the bringer of the flood, the companion to Orion. This alignment is harder. The dawn light is growing stronger, making the distant star harder to discern. Merit squints, shifts, adjusting her body, muttering calculations about the precession of the equinoxes that would baffle anyone else. This alignment is harder. The dawn light is growing stronger, making the distant star harder to discern. Merit squints, shifts, adjusting her body, muttering calculations about the precession of the equinoxes that would baffle anyone else. The camera pulls back slightly, showing the effort and intense focus on her face. The vast cold stone of the chamber seems to hold its breath. Finally, after a moment of intense concentration, another faint speck of light appears. Brighter than the northern star, shimmering with a hint of blue. Merit, Counted, a quiet, relieved sigh. Sirius, the soul's companion. She turns to Hemiunu, her face alight with triumph. Merit, Counted. The king will cross the heavens from the imperishable north to the shining south. He will walk among the gods. Hemiunu looks from Merit to the two shafts, then to the massive empty sarcophagus. He finally understands the true, profound purpose of their immense undertaking. It's not just stone and measurement. It's a sacred machine designed to transport a soul across eternity. What if the pyramid wasn't built for the pharaoh, but by the pharaoh to protect a physical map of the stars? In the final scene, when the sun sets, the white limestone reflects the moonlight upward, creating a hologram of the stars in the sky, showing the survivors of a future age where they originally came from.